everyone. All right. So I'm here to discuss a memo for life orientation, grade 11. Yes, it's a past paper. It's a past paper, November exam. Okay, so I'll do a memo discussion. So the first question here, section A is compulsory. When you look at the instructions, we have section A out of 20 marks, compulsory, section B out of 40 marks, compulsory. And in section C, you choose any of the two, meaning this question paper is out of 80 marks. So let's look at section A, question 1. It's compulsory, 1.1. Various options are provided as possible answers to the following questions. Choose the correct answer and write only the letter A to D next to the question number on the answer sheet provided. So we have 1.1.1, the media A often shows stereotypical views of people in relationship. Shows real life relationships, only shows harmful messages about relationships. Teaches teenagers what is real in relationship. Our answer here is A. So you come and highlight the answer. Yes, I'm looking for the highlighter. Our answer here is A. Then which one is not a minimum requirement of admission to diploma studies? A. One official language at home level, 40%. 3 other subjects, 40%. 3 subjects, 30%, none of the above. Our answer is C, which one is not a minimum requirement. Accountability means that those in power or authority must keep their promises. Study skills are A, learned abilities for learning and studying. 1.1.5, parents can have a positive effect on their grade 11 children if they support, encourage, and communicate with their children, accept their child for who they are, supervise study times, and ensure all work is done. So all the above. Right? Match the description in column B with the item in column A. Write only the correct letter next to each number. For example, 1.2.6 G. All right, here. Our answer for 1.2.1 is D. So this one is D. Then flexibility is C, ability to move. Then physical fitness is A. Then body compassion is A. Then cardiorespiratory endurance is B. Right, then you get your 5 marks. Then provide a suitable word or phrase for each of the following sentences. Write only the word or term next to the question number on your answer sheet. Chemicals used to kill insects, weeds, and germs that prevent the healthy growth of plants and crops. Those are called, you can call them pesticides, or you can call them insecticides. Morals, principles, values, and rules that guides good, fair, and correct behavior. Those are called ethics. Then any significant long-term change in the expected pattern of average weather of religion, that is called climate change. It's called climate change. Then sexual intercourse between people who are very closely related. It is called incest. The act or practice of killing someone who is very sick or injured in order to prevent anyone suffering is called entheism. Euthanasia. It's called euthanasia. That is the act or practice of killing someone who is very sick or injured in order to prevent anyone from suffering. It's called euthanasia. All right, let's look. Study the picture below and answer the following questions. Sexual gender-based violence against LGBTQ people. Define gender. What is gender? All right, when we talk about gender, is the role you are expected to play in society. Role you are expected to play in society is gender. Role you're expected to play in society depending whether you are male or female. Provide the full name for the LGBTQ. The full name is lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. Transgender, queer, and intersexual. Right. Outline two ways sexual harassment can take place between learners, all right? So you can talk about boys call girls who ignore their bad behavior bitches. Yes. Boys call girls who ignore their bad behavior. They call them bitches, right? You can talk about uh, sexually insulting remarks about race, gender, ability, or class. You can talk about being followed around by another learner, being stalked. You can also talk about boys stand near girls' bathroom and make rude comments, which prevent some girls from going to the bathroom. Those are some of the sexual harassment that can take place between learners. Then section B, it's compulsory also. Answer all the questions in this section on the folio paper provided. Write your answer in the full sentence. Right. Our first question here is you look at that you read the instruction and you study the cartoon below and answer the questions that follow. Identify the socio-economic condition noticeable in the cartoon above. All right, under here, you need to identify the socio-economic condition. Notice there is unemployment. Unemployment. All right. Discuss the following terms. What is skilled labor? Okay. What is skilled work? You need a great deal of knowledge and skills. For skilled work, you need training in a specific field. You need training in a specific field with skilled work. Then with semi-skilled, workers have some training and have completed one or more courses, or some may be doing training while others have completed their training. Okay, workers have some training and have completed one or more courses. Yes. Training and have completed one or more courses. Then with unskilled work, for unskilled work, you have work experience but no formal training. Work experience, but no formal training. With physical labor, when you do physical labor, you don't have formal qualifications. You may have skills obtained from experience or short on-the-job training sessions. Here, you just do physical labor. You don't have formal qualifications. Physical labor with no formal qualifications. Okay, critically discuss 4 ways how perseverance will assist the learner in achieving his goals or becoming employed. Okay, perseverance will assist a learner in achieving his or her goal. For example, never gives up, or learner never gives up, never gives up on his or her dream. Another one, tries everything he or she can, tries everything, tries everything he or she can to find solutions to the problem. Another one is able to hear difficulties calmly, able to hear difficulties calmly. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Study the extract below and answer the questions that follow. The extract is about chaos at Loftus as pirates fans storm the field. Right. Mention 6 things that can contribute to spectator aggression during a soccer match. We talked about expensive tickets, expensive tickets. You talk about only one entrance. You also talk about late coming. You also talk about lack of seating. You can also talk about alcoholism. You can talk about subsistence abuse. You can talk about non-numbering of seats. Then explain 2 aims of a code of conduct for players and spectators' behavior. Right. You talk about the aim of a code of conduct for players and spectators' behavior. Here you can get rid of violent and harmful actions. Get rid of violence. You get rid of violence and harmful actions. Okay, you can also ban racism from sports. Ban racism from sport. You can also talk about develop a culture that supports safety, fair play, and positive sporting experience for all. Then motivate how sports can contribute to nation building. All right. Here you talk about it promotes good sportsmanship. Promotes good sportsmanship. You can talk about there is a sense of shared identity, sense of shared identity. Right. Critically discuss how the soccer supporters harmed nation building. All right. You critically here discuss. You can talk about the soccer supporters build a negative, built a negative. They built a negative spirit. And did not promote togetherness. See? You can also talk about the event that took place gave the sport a negative name and did not make South Africa proud as a nation. You can also talk about it did not promote good sportsmanship, and the spectators may be scared to attend matches in future. Okay, let's move on. Right. Then let's look at section C. With section C, you need to choose any of the two. You choose any of the two questions, meaning you are going to answer any two of the questions, right? There are how many questions? From 4. You need to choose 2. Answer any 2 questions in this section. Your response must be in form of an essay and not in a list or point form. All right. So all this in this section, you must answer any 2 questions. All right. So meaning if you answer all the 3, only 2 will be marked. Make sure that you answer the 2 that you understand very well. Okay. Then after, you need to draw a line through the last question and indicate with the last the question that you haven't answered, you just need to draw a line. All right. So marks are awarded for full sentence only, and no mark will be awarded for bullet point form. Meaning in these 2 questions, you need to answer in an essay form. No listing points. Marks will not be awarded if you are giving your answers in bullet form. Let's look at the first question. Define procrastination. Define procrastination. Yes, when you talk about procrastination, means to put off or delay doing something to a later stage. Delay doing something to a later time. That is called procrastinate. To procrastinate. Then give 4 ways how learners procrastinate. 1. Learners read all their messages on their phones before doing homework. Read all messages on their phones before doing homework. Okay. Another way how learners procrastinate, right? They pack their cupboard before starting to study for a test. They play games before doing the actual task. They tell yourself you can still do it tomorrow because the task must only be in a day after tomorrow. Tell yourself that you are tired and need to sleep for a while so you can be fresh when you start to study. Tell yourself that you first need to set a new study plan so that you know what to study first. But then get this distracted by sharpening your pencil. Then you can get, remember they said 4, so you give any 4. Then propose 5 guidelines for the students to manage their time better and effectively. How to manage your time better and effectively. 1, you need to always be on time, walk fast when you move between classes. Always be on time, walk fast when you move between classes. Know how you spend your time. Know how you spend your time. In this way, know how you spend your time, identify your biggest time wasters, and then deal with them so that your attention can be focused to the task at hand. Another one, you can draw a study plan. You can draw a study plan in order to analyze how you spend your time and cut out time wasters. Get organized in order to have all study notes and all equipment needed. All right, another one, avoid procrastinating or putting out doing tasks. If something needs to be done, do it immediately. Avoid multitasking. Avoid multitasking. Be self-disciplined. Follow a daily study schedule. Another one, do at least 2 to 3 hours of homework after school every day to reduce the pressure of the number of tasks that need to be completed. That is question 4. Let's go to question 5. Study the extract below and answer the questions that follow. Awareness is empowering. Rita Wilson. Awareness raising means making people conscious about a problem or issue. You want to make a certain topic or issue more visible within a community. The goal is to make people understand the importance of a certain issue and find support to address it. The difference with advocacy is that awareness raising does not have a goal to change a policy directly. It is purely about informing people and giving them new bits of information. However, awareness raising can also be a tool for advocacy to convince policymakers of the urgency of a certain issue, backed up by a whole segment of the community. Awareness raising is very powerful because it educates people about topics which are new to them and encourages them to participate in bringing change. So here, write in paragraphs and use the following as guidelines. Right? First, you need to define democracy. So when you talk about democracy, it's a form of government in which the people have the authority to deliberate and decide legislation or to choose governing officials to do so. So you talk about it's a system, it's a form of government. In which people have the authority to decide to choose governing officials, have the rights, in which people have the authority to deliberate and decide legislation or choose governing officials to do so. Explain how the levels of nation, provincial, local governments, and traditional authorities make decisions and address the interests of the country. One, you can talk about national government deals with issues that affect the whole country. National issues that affect the whole country. Okay, that's what the national government deals with, issues that affect the whole country and makes and carry out laws and policies such as national policies and foreign policies. And with provincial, deals with issues that affect a particular province. Issues that affect a particular province. It deals with issues that affect a particular province and are responsible for laws relating to health, environment, and transport subject to national policy. And then with the local government, it deals with issues that affect the area controlled by the municipality. Issues that affect the area controlled by the municipality. Controlled by the municipality. All right. And also, to add on, and make and carry out by laws, make sure there are sustainable services to the communities and encourage communities and community organizations to be involved in local government. When you talk about regional authorities, promotes indigenous knowledge systems, promotes indigenous knowledge systems, indigenous knowledge systems, and help to involve the traditional community with the local government in developing an integrated development plan, participates in development of local policy and legislations, administer traditional community affairs according to custom and traditions, also make recommendations about service delivery. Then we have our next question. Propose 5 ways in which advocacy campaigns can raise awareness. All right. So the 5 ways in which they can raise awareness is organizing public meetings, to inform people about the issues. Another one, organizing petitions, organize petitions. Organize petitions and get the support of the public on the issue at hand. Another one, organize peaceful marches and demonstrations. Organize peaceful marches and demonstrations to influence the decisions made. All right. Let's go to question 6. Study the image below and answer the questions that follow. Right. So, the truth about youth South African teens, females, males, average age of first sexual encounter, total number of sexual partners at the age of reporting, reported condom use at last 6, average age of first sexual sexual encounter, total number of sexual partners, and also reported condom use at last, which is last 6, 58%. So you look at these, you look at the image below and answer the following questions, but everything must be written in paragraphs and use the followings as guidelines. So remember, no marks will be given to answers that are done in a point form. So everything is supposed to be written in a paragraph following the guidelines given to you. All right. The first question you need to answer in your paragraph is define what is meant by risk behavior. Yeah, so for risk behavior, these are types of behavior that may expose you to harm or the risk of harm, which may prevent you from reaching your full potential. So risk behavior, these are types of behavior that can expose you to harm or risk to harm, which may prevent you from reaching your full potential. Okay, then let's go to explain 4 risk situations young people are frequently exposed to. All right, so young people are frequently exposed to giving out personal information about yourself on social media, giving out personal information about yourself on media. Another one, reckless road use by oneself or others. Reckless road use by oneself or others. Another one is substance use and abuse. Substance use and abuse. You can talk about also poor hygiene, and dietary behavior. Okay, you can talk about peer pressure. Okay, recommend 5 factors that have a positive impact on lifestyle choices. The answers here, you talk about positive role models. Talk about positive role models. For example, a person who can inspire and motivate you to make healthy and useful lifestyle choices. A person who is a good example to others. People admire such a role model and want to imitate his or her actions. Also, you talk about parents. In your paragraph, you talk about parents. Okay, they have a positive influence on their children's lifestyle choices if they support, encourage, and support education, warn about alcohol and substance abuse, model healthy behavior, never drive under the influence or while talking on a cell phone, show acceptance and love, set clear rules, supervise study times, and ensure all schoolwork is done, encourage participation in physical activities. You can also talk about peers. Peers may um, Peers may serve as positive role models in which they display positive behaviors that young people would want to match. They may also set an example of how to live positively, thus influencing the learner to copy these behaviors. Also, you talk about personal values. Belief system, and religion. Under this, you talk about personal values, things that are important to you have a positive effect on people, including relationships, peace, positive attitudes, and improved physical health. Many religions encourage you to lead a healthy lifestyle. Then under this, you can also talk about media, social, and cultural influence. Okay, so healthy information is freely available in the printed and electronic media, which can help you make informed decisions. You can learn a lot from social education programs, documentaries on television or cell phones. The media also portrays sporting heroes you may influence to want to play the certain sport, which in turn leads to making physical healthy choices. The media also often have good news sites about successful people who have overcome obstacles to achieve their goals. Their stories and inspire you. So with that, you'll have your grand total of 100. But remember, with section C, you are only doing 2 questions. You leave the third one and cross it out. Thank you so much for listening, and I wish you success.